Daredevil Born Again is set to have a major rematch from the Daredevil TV series, but this time produced with budget, and it's gonna be a rematch between Bullseye and Daredevil. Charlie Cox has previously talked about the fact that when it came to the confrontation with Bullseye, they were very limited in what they were able to show because there wasn't money or a budget there to support a grand vision. So they had to scale everything back, and what we ended up getting was still great, but again, it leaves a lot to be desired from an actual confrontation from the comics. And it looks like that's all going to change, as recent reports have shed some light on the return of Bullseye, and from my understanding and from what everybody is saying, essentially we're going to see Bullseye full-on, non-stop, no-compromise comic version, where he's accurate, he doesn't miss, and he's going to take Daredevil to his limits. And from what we're hearing, this is one of the reasons that Charlie Cox has been praising the use of CGI and what they're going to be doing with Born Again. It's because this fight is going to be something that brings Daredevil to a whole new level. Now again, they've tried this before, obviously the original Daredevil film, but the CG just wasn't up to snuff, and they literally looked like there was no gravity when they were doing all their acrobatics. But things have changed now where you can kind of meet in the middle, something between the original Daredevil movie and what they did in season 3, and blend the two and deliver something that feels authentic and real. And again, we've seen Daredevil do acrobatics in She-Hulk, so you just combine that style and the accuracy with Bullseye doing it, you can see how they're going to be able to pull off the best version so far. And when you consider the use of all the CG that they can do now, and throwing multiple objects, and using the billy clubs to deflect them, and using Bullseye precise aim from across, a giant building gap, I mean, you can see how they're going to really try to top anything that was done in terms of action with the 3 seasons of Daredevil, and I certainly believe they're going to be able to pull it off. Now my question is, are they daring enough to pull off Daredevil versus Bullseye in a single take? Could they pull that off? Because could you guys imagine that sequence? That would be one of those things where it's still talked about years after as one of these standout moments. I think they have the know-how to do it, but it's all going to come down to the choreography and where exactly do you put those cuts that make it seem like nothing is too out of the norm. Like, you have to really pay attention to see it. Kind of like Birdman. It has 13 or 16 visible cuts if you know what to look for, but it's a straight shot film. Something like that I think would be real smart and impressive.